Here I am at Abercrombie River Camp. I'm up the top. The river's just down there. It's quite sandy and lots of probably what was campsites have been washed away, I would think, because there's lots of trees everywhere, although people do camp here. There's bins over there and our drop toilet. It gets a big red tick from the camp book people. But this is going to be my place for tonight. It rained all night last night, just not too torrential, just constant pattering of rain. And I'm so glad I didn't park down on the sandy bits now, given that. And here comes the rain again. If you're wondering, I was supposed to go on an endless trip and I was planning to go a long way from home. But our GVM upgrade with the engineer has taken another step. We've received the report, which I'll show you when I get home, and the RTA had a cancellation for Thursday. So that's hence the reason why I am heading back south towards Canberra, because otherwise we could have waited months for another appointment to come up. They're just booked out, so flat chat. Well, here I am at Trunkey Creek. I drove past this the other week when I was on the way to the Abercrombie River campsite, which was okay, but it's obviously been damaged by the floods. And I thought this would be a safe place to come. It's actually, the school is over there. So the school would use this oval, but it's school holidays. And they said it's no problem at all. The kids stay away anyway. They're used to people staying here. You pay $10 up at the pub and you get hot showers, electricity if you want it. You've just got to plug in behind that wall over there, and everything really. Garbage bins. Apparently there's a walk up here and you can collect firewood. They're most happy to do this. And just for some fun, look who I found who's decided to join me. Couldn't bear missing out on Lightning Ridge.
Well, you're going to go anyway, whether I came or not.
That's right.
So I thought I'd turn up.
And now he's playing with his toy. He's having a good time because it's not a national park, it's not over private property, so we're actually allowed to use it legally. But for $10 a night, and if you needed power, like you just have to park over there. And the best thing is, where we parked, we've got firewood. So much firewood. Somebody's obviously got ready for the night and then decided not to stay. So we may or may not light it. This is also an old goldfields area and people come here to prospect quite regularly. And if the sky was clear, it'd be good for stargazing because there's a privately run observatory up the road, and they do pretty good stargazing on a clear night. Unfortunately, it's not open to the public, and most of the astronomers that use it do it remotely, but it's a good sign. And thirdly, the third reason we thought it might be busy here, but it isn't yet, but this weekend it will be, because to stay here for $10 a night, it's actually driving distance to the Bathurst race course, and Bathurst is on this weekend, and somebody's not that impressed that he won't be home. But he's tempted to stay here, I would think. If I hadn't pre-booked some of the accommodation, I think he'd be staying here. Is that right?
No, I want to spend time with you, my love.
Yeah, okay.
Well, once we did our test day at Sutton Racetrack with John Wilson from AKZ Engineering, I got a 43-page report. Includes photos of the car itself, what was done, different suspension, all that sort of stuff. Included brake tests reports, lane changing reports, you name it, it's got it in there. It's pretty intense reading. There's a fair bit of stuff in there. Anyway, we took the car to Hume Inspection Station, had to hand the report in. They went over the car like with a fine-tooth comb, like it was an old car, checking absolutely everything. Lights, indicators,
the tinting,
the window tinting, make sure it wasn't too dark, everything, you name it. We were there for about 20 minutes, half an hour. Then they told us to go outside and wait for 5 or 10 minutes. And we were there for 40 minutes before they come out. And we're thinking, oh, geez, they picked something up wrong. Something's gone bad. But anyway, they passed it. They gave us a new modification plate, which we had to get engraved with all the details. They gave us a sheet with exactly the same as what they said on their sheet. Got that engraved today, got it mounted on the side of the car inside the driver's front door. Now we've got to go back to the inspection station. They make sure the modification plate is correct as per their sheet they gave me, and then we've finally got our GVM upgrade. So we've gone from 2990 to 3250, so it gives us an extra 260 kilos, which is plenty for us. It just makes us legal now, so when we're towing, we're not illegal now, but if we add too much weight to the car, we're going to be illegal. So it just helps us out legality-wise. I think most people, well, probably over 50% of caravans being towed these days are over car, and that are over the GVM for the car especially. But anyway, we've got to get it inspected one more time, take about 5 minutes, I hope, and we're all done.
Last night we stayed at the Railway Hotel in Gilgandra. There's actually 2 hotels that you can stay at that are similar to this, and the Sports Club, and they say it's free camping. All they ask is for your patronage. And this place is pretty nice. It's next to the railway line, but there's only been one freight train go through for the entire time, and a big park. We're in Gilgandra and we've stopped at the Kui March Memorial Park, which includes an exhibition on the Kui March, which was amazing. It's so much World War I history in 1915. A group of 3 men?
25 men.
Well,
25 marched. I don't know how many.
3 men organised it, and 25 men started marching from here to Sydney to join the war effort. And along the way, they picked up so many people, it ended up to be 250. And it's just a great display in there.
It took a month to get there though. October the 10th to November the something. About a month to walk the 600-700 k's, whatever it was. They walked about 16 k's a day.
So absolutely amazing history and well worth it. What a great start to the day. John's favourite start to the day. We are doing a walk. We're doing the windmill walk, and it's through Gilgandra. It starts at the information centre. Oh,
No windmill on it.
there's no windmill on the first one.
We got ripped.
Oh, we're ripped. Anyway, Gilgandra used to be full of windmills, and now they celebrate that by this walk, which John's hoping, the only reason John's with me is he's hoping there's good coffee somewhere along the line, because it's slightly spitting and it was very quiet at the pub and he didn't want to set everything up and wake everyone up. Is that right? Yeah, that's the only reason you're with me. Oh well, we'll see.
If you want a good coffee in, where are we? Gilgandra. There's a coffee shop opposite the bakery. I can't remember the name of the shop yet, but it's a damn good coffee. That's all I got to say.
At the Heritage Centre, there's numerous buildings being renovated and done up, and then a huge shed filled with stuff. So we're going to have a look around. It's right on the highway. That's why it's noisy, and that's why we didn't stay at the sports club last night, because it's too noisy. This quilt was a signature quilt, and it raised money for the war, and people would write their names in pencil and donate sixpence or a shilling to have their name on the quilt, and then the quilter, Miss Ward or Mrs. Ward would try and follow the lines and then make it into a quilt, and it raised money, and it's huge. And this guy over here was the first member of the Royal Australian Air Force to be given a Victoria Cross. He died in action in 1942, Flight Sergeant Rawdon Hugh Middleton. Well, this would never happen today. This machine was to bale hay. The poor horse was in here and he had to keep walking on these to make the machine work. 25 bags per hour to bale the hay. Not happening in this day and age. Imagine the poor horses. But boy, so much heritage here.
This guy's not looking real good.
Outback New South Wales certainly has a lot to offer, and there's so much history and innovation around it. It's amazing. For once, I actually know where we're heading, to Lightning Ridge. I hope you have a good week. I'll see you on the other side.